Alright, this is one last test with the music volume maybe like here. Sound effect volume probably similar. And okay, I guess let's get started. Hi guys, my YouTube moniker is Voxoris. It means voice from face, but you can just think of it as face hole noises because that's funnier. This is episode 1 of my Rogue Legacy Let's Play, which is a series that I'm doing to basically experiment with, making video content, I guess. I don't know. I've streamed on Twitch a couple times and I enjoyed it, but this felt like it might be more my speed. So, without further ado, let's get started. Now, I say get started, but I've already actually played one level of this game and read that journal, so we're not going to be doing that. I have played this game before, but it was a pretty long time ago, so I don't remember much about it. The one thing that I do remember is that I love the Nave class. And the Nave class is what I'm playing right now. You can tell because he's got the spooky black face. Oh no, that came out wrong. He's got the spooky, vacant, empty helmet. Yeah, spooky, empty helmet. Let's go with that. Oh, don't want to be down here yet. That is way too high level. Oh, see that? That dark spot? This is secret! Haste rune. I don't remember if those are any good. But yeah, this is a pretty cool game, and I figure it works well for a demo series like this, because if I end up not enjoying this, or not doing more of it, well then, hey, I've still played a couple hours of Rogue Legacy, and the game is not particularly, there's no real craving to see the end, because it's just a roguelike. There's not really much in the way of plot. Oh no! Missiles! Ah! Oh god! Yeah. This can be a hectic game. It doesn't look super difficult, but when a ton of stuff starts happening all at once, like in this room. Oh right, you can't just down attack with down attack. And yeah, it only gets worse from stuff like this. This is actually a relatively easy room. Made more difficult by the fact that I don't have too much health or armor or attack or anything, but, at peak form playing this game, this is not a hard room. This is not a room we should be getting hit on. Oh, I didn't even see that painting. I don't really know what my point was with that last train of thought. Oh. Well, I guess it was that it's easy to die. Oh yeah, I was talking about, roguelikes and... Ooh, I want the knight. Knights are cool. And I want... Do I want to upgrade to paladin right away? I think I want to look for equipment first. And yes, always sword, because more damage is the best. Not really too keen on the helmet right now. Definitely not super keen on the legs. Legs are totally useless for everybody but mages, except later on you start getting legs that actually boost things that you care about. I think I'm actually just going to go with more HP. And do I have enough left for that helmet? That's probably my next choice. I do! Awesome, now I have a purple helmet. I think this is a neat mechanic that you have to give all your money to Charon every time you play, or every time you restart the level. So you can't really farm in this game. You can't, or you can, but you have to go into a run with the explicit intention of farming and know that whatever you get on that run is all you get. And it also kind of makes farming a bit more fun because you want, since you can't aggregate stuff, you can't really scum the process. You can't really do something just because it's efficient rather than fun. You basically go the most successful classes for preceding the game also generally tend to be the most successful ones in farming because they just survive longer. And nice little Castlevania reference there with the hidden health restoring wall chicken. Do not want to be down here right now. Whew. There's 4 areas in this game, and the one that I'm in right now is kind of like the baby mode area, where there's not too many hazards and the enemies move nice and slow and don't shoot too quickly and all that wonderful stuff. The area that I just fell into is the last area, the dungeon, where all the enemies are huge and have crazy, like, spammy attacks, and it's pretty awful. Even when you've like fully powered up near the end of the game. That's a fountain. You can drink from it to restore HP and MP, but you can only use it once, so I'm gonna save it. But yeah, even at the end of the game, the dungeon can be a challenge. Come on, Ghosty Man. There we go. This game is really all about patience, which is kind of one of the reasons that I like it. Or, I guess it's not all about patience, but it rewards patience. If you go about things methodically rather than just charging in, you will be more successful. It's just like a fact. And I don't remember if these dead-end rooms have secrets in them, or if that particular dead-end room. The RNG in this game is kind of neat because it doesn't procedurally generate the entire like level. It only procedurally arranges rooms. So there are set rooms in this game, and you'll encounter them over and over and over again. Which means that when you find you can get better at clearing particular rooms, which is a neat like progression aspect. Where haven't I been yet? I guess I have to go back there. At this point, like, if you clear the castle, there's not too much else left to do, and you basically just go and fight the boss, which is a giant eyeball, and he's not actually that difficult, or at least the vanilla version of him isn't that difficult. The developers, not immediately after this game was released, but I think relatively soon after this game was released, made a patch that added in a whole bunch of basically New Game Plus bosses that are super, super hard. Or I guess they're more like challenge mode bosses, because you get given a particular character. You can't do any of the character customization that you normally can with this game. And, so like you'll be given a character that can jump 7 times or something crazy, but has super weak attacks. And then you have to beat this boss that has a whole ton of health but moves really slowly, so you have to kind of attrition him down by jumping around him. And it's neat. It rewards weird combat styles. I like it. But it's also extremely, extremely difficult. I had an old roommate once that we were going to race this game. We never did, but we got it at the same time and like played through it at about the same rate. But I fought the boss where you get to use the character that has 7 jumps, and he fought this other boss that is the Neo version of the boss for this area. So we thought it was going to be really easy, but it turns out to shoot almost constantly. Oh, that's a boss door. Good to know. And the character that you get to use for it does not have a ton of health and does not deal a ton of damage. So it's an attrition fight, but in a very different way. It's a lot more about precise dodges. Oh, that's the 3rd area. I don't want to go there. Then, like, the 7 jumps fight, as I'm going to refer to it from now on, was more about leading the guy in a circle, whereas this other fight that my ex-roommate had was more about just not dying. So if you can imagine the most dodgy, like, the fastest, hardest hitting enemy that you've ever fought in any video game ever, that's what this fight was. And it very nearly drove the man crazy. That's Salos. Good. It's not Salos. You find these big portraits through the game occasionally, and there's a boss called Salos, or, well, I say boss, but mini-boss called Salos, that pretends to be those big portraits, and if you go to look at the portrait and it's Salos, then you bump into it and take a bunch of damage. I am going to use a teleporter and go back to that boss, because I have done pretty much everything that I can do here. Let's see if he's as easy as I remember. If I can beat him on my third hero, I think this is my third hero. If I can beat him on my third hero, I will be pleased. So this is Keter, and I don't know what sort of gate he keeps or why. Oh, yeah, no. So the Neo version of this fight is just like this, except imagine that he doesn't really ever stop, and that there's spikes everywhere, and that you, like, can't do anything ever. Oh, yep, nope. Not doing that. I'm sure that you can jump over him, like I tried to do a couple times there, but, ooh, 3 Naves, which one's best? So I can get one that curses like a truck and gets MP back for breaking things. That's really nice. His spell is kind of bad, though. Conflux isn't very aimable. I can take just a straight-up dude. Or I can take... Ooh, I really don't like Ectomorph. Ectomorphs are hard to control. Dagger is nice, though. Let's take the one that curses and gets MP back for breaking things. He sounds funny. I think I want more equipment, Mr. Equipment Man. And... let's see... Night Helm is nice. 5 more HP for 250. Let's see how that compares to the HP upgrade. So this is 10 more HP for 260, which I think is better. I also think I'm going to upgrade the Knight now, just to get access to more of the tower. And also Paladins are really, really useful for certain fights. So I say we buy maybe 2 HPs? And then one of these, partly because weight is useful and you don't want, or like carry capacity is useful and you don't want to skimp on that. I'm going to buy the Enchantress because she is super useful. And then I'm going to go and talk to her because I got a rune earlier and I don't remember what it does. So what the Enchantress basically does is... sprint rune, yes! And a vault rune? I want both of those. I want all of those. What's the haste rune do? Movement speed. Yeah, man! Beautiful! Oh, that's awesome! I love the Enchantress. She basically lets you equip passives onto each slot of your equipment, so you can have 5 total. And they are amazing passives. They're things like add an extra jump, so I can double jump now. I can dash in both directions now, and that works in the air. And it's just like, and I also just passively move faster, and that's, oh, I love how the Enchantress works. So I can probably actually make a much better attempt at the boss now, just because my maneuverability is so much better. Like, in the first place, I can double jump around a ton of his shit, I can air dash around a ton of his shit, and I also just move faster on land and in the air, so I might not even need the... that was weird emphasis that I used there. I might not even need the abilities per se, I might just need the passives. There was some of that coprophilia, I believe it's called. There we go. This game makes several Castlevania homages, but I don't know if it makes any others. or any homages to other games. Now, the reason, I think I was touching on this earlier, but I might have forgot to finish my thought. I'm kind of... I have that problem sometimes. The reason I like the Nave class and its upgraded version, the Assassin, is because they have a high crit rate, which is not the best trait at the beginning of the game, but it gives them the highest damage ceiling. And Assassins also get a really cool ability that basically just makes them immune to damage until their MP runs out. And I don't know, I just find that combination of like sort of in-out gameplay combined with the ability to just become invincible sometimes, that fits my playstyle really well. Ah, stop it! I could really use that ability right now. Need to remember to be using my dash ability, just because I didn't have it yet, or didn't have it for the beginning of this episode. I'm not really used to it yet, despite the fact that I have nearly 50 hours logged in this game. I think the painting enemies have the most annoying movement patterns of any of... Oh, I'm back here now. Let's go this way. I'm gonna try and get to the edge of an area. Oh, I have 1 health. That is all... Yeah, okay. I was gonna try and get to the end, to like one of the transition points between 2 areas, because those always have things in them, namely health and MP restoring things, and I didn't need the MP, but I sure needed the HP. Anyway, this has been episode 1 of Rogue Legacy. I forgot to time this one, so it's gonna be either a little bit longer or a little bit shorter than I'm intending my episodes to generally be, which is, I'm aiming for around 15 minutes. I think that's a good size. Anyway, thank you for watching, all 5 of you, and I will hopefully see you next time.